Let us know you're here.
Yeah.
Facebook seems to have technical difficulties.
Every week.
Every week.
It's like a delay because then all of a sudden they pop in and get a whole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Either we don't get the message. Oh, we see you.
The key, let's see who else on this.
It's Facebook.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, baby.
All right, so this one's kind of interesting. So, a couple of situations. Mick, what's up, Mick?
What's going on?
A couple of situations going on. So, all right. So, a couple of situations going on. Try to tie it, and they kind of all tie in together. So, I had a situation. Couple of situations happened this week. So, one is, how do you guys, for those that are in relationships that are estranged, let me say that, but kids are involved. Like, how do you handle those relationships? Let me give an example. So I was going through, I heard of a situation where a young man haven't seen his son in almost a year, right? For whatever. Actually went through Adrian Peterson's situation. Did anybody remember that situation? He disciplined his son, and the son got taken away from him. All right, and he's hurting. I mean, he's hurting because he wanted his, want his son. You don't want to be in his son's life, and it's like a whole year you can't see nor talk to him. Like that hurt me as a father, like, wow, you can't even see or talk to your son. I mean, you don't want us to discipline him, but then it's okay for you guys, for them, the system, to discipline our kids. We can't do it, but they can do it. I mean, they can get to the point where they can kill them, but we can't discipline them because we spanked them with a belt or whatever. And all of a sudden,
that was another show.
Huh?
I thought we was gonna do that on a different show.
No. This what I'm saying. It's all tied in. Yeah.
Okay.
So, being as though you work and fight so hard to be in your kids' lives as fathers. And I'm coming from a father standpoint because the situations was dealing with men and fathers. But women, you always please chime in. Why? Why do we use kids as pawns? No one wins in that situation, but no one wins. And actually, the kid is the one who actually takes all of the blunt of it. So that's one situation. Then you got situations where, because you don't respect your significant, your husband, do you know that if there's children in the house, they see that?
Oh, definitely.
They can sense that.
And
so go ahead. You about to say that? I'm about to say go ahead. And
then they chime in.
So then again, it's you as the man in a whole house.
Kim.
In a whole house, you going against the house, but you supposed to be the head. And here is now everybody in the house disrespecting you, currently, like whatever. But it started because the wife started it, and guess what? If there's girls in the house, all of a sudden they can fall suit. I actually personally know a situation like that. I actually had to check some kids because they mom, in my opinion, was disrespecting her father. So then I started noticing her kids doing it. So I had to check them, like, that's not right. Just your granddad, blah blah blah. But they only did it because they seen their mom do it.
Oh my goodness, yeah, kids definitely they imitate. Even if it was the other way around, if there was a guy that was disrespecting the woman in the house, the kid's going to do the same thing. They're going to disrespect not only that woman in the house, but also other women outside of the house, because that's learned behavior.
Yeah.
And Kim, don't leave me on here, man. We man heavy tonight. I need some females.
So my thing is, male or female, you got to understand when there's kids involved, you have to be mindful of how y'all current. You got to be mindful of the energy in the house because the kids pick that up, right? And they feed off of it. Be it negative, be it positive. Situation is you come into a situation when it's a child already there. It might not be a biological, but you're raising that child as if it is. But because now all of a sudden the mom feels a certain way for some whatever reason, now the daughter is starting to feel the same way. Then they go and have a biological, a child together, and guess what? Now that's them. So now not only am I getting disrespected in the house with my wife, but with her daughter, which is like my stepdaughter, and now my actual daughter, is me against the world in my own house, but I'm supposed to be the head.
But how do you deal with disrespect? Like, sometimes I see these women out here, they be talking to their husband or their boy, even their boyfriends, in the craziest of manners, like they owe them something, or it's strange and it's acceptable.
Learned behavior. And that's what we're saying.
And it's like, how do you, in a relationship, how do you deal with people coming to you any kind of way? First of all, when it first started, what was done then? Because if it's not normal, that means at some point somebody came out the mouth sideways and it wasn't shut down.
Possibility. Well, I mean, could be. And this is another thing. So as men, as we get older, we mature, whatever. So certain things we might not be as
vocal,
or as high tempered as maybe we were when we were younger. And some women take that as a weakness, and they start challenging more. You know what I mean? And you trying to be that man to be like trying to keep the peace, whatever. They look at that as you being weak,
over,
right? And it's kind of weird because then you push that last button and he go haul off whatever. And I'm not trying to make this abuse thing or say anything is right with abusing anybody, but I'm just saying. But you keep aggravating them, and agitating them.
Yeah, you push that red button.
Exactly, and then you wonder why. And now all of a sudden, police involved. Whatever. Yeah, he crazy. No, you just kept. He kept trying to talk to you. Kept trying to, but you take advantage of the nice guy. Okay, so also what happens in some relationship that you may start off a certain way. Right, wrong, and different. But you might start off a certain way. Let's say we start off on the wrong foot. But then you change for the better. Whereas the other party is not seeing that change, or not accepting the change, or maybe not even believe that change. So now they're acting out toward it. What's that, Tussie? They're acting out toward that because now now he getting soft, or now he getting weak. Nah. I understood that I have made mistakes, and the way I was going about things may have been wrong. So I'm trying to do better, but instead of you accepting that or understanding that or seeing that, you still want to challenge me at every end. But when it's time for certain things to happen in the house, now you want me to come in and do these things, but you don't respect me. You don't even stand up for me when the kids disrespect me.
But let's be honest, though. What does a woman want? Because I'll take it from the woman's perspective.
I like go. Please go.
What yes. do you want? Because you don't like it when the guys are soft. Because then you start walking all over them like they not, they can't stand their ground. They're not strong enough to handle you. But then when they strong, you don't like that because they're overstepping your strength. And some women get, offended by that. Like, you trying to make me feel like I ain't nothing.
Right. And then they start calling guys controlling, or you just controlling.
He's too controlling, or like, he's too soft. Like,
right. Where's the middle ground? What do you want? You know what I'm saying? Like, you wanted to be a man today, then you want to be, you want to walk over tomorrow, like, what is it?
And then when you start walking all over him, because, and for those, I see a lot of you guys join. What's up, Julie? Talking about when there is no respect in the home. So the kids aren't respecting you.
Like my cousin said earlier, learn behavior.
Learn behavior because you're watching that person in your household treat the other person that way, so you think that that's okay, that's how you're supposed to treat them. How do you go about fixing that?
Because you got to also understand, like, these little ones that's in the house eventually become big ones. Mm-hmm. And now your son, this learned behavior is going out into the world. So then you wonder, your daughter is wondering why she can't keep a good man. Your son wonder why he can't keep a good woman. Because it starts in the home. Just like we talk about education. Everything starts in the home.
Even with abuse. Most of the time, it's people that have been up under an abusive, domestic violence situation, and they watched that, and then they grew up and did the same thing. Mm-hmm. It's all in how you view things and how you see things. Mm-hmm. And it seems like there's even a kind of a slight more problem, because when you love somebody and you go at them with love, you don't go at them with disrespect, and you know what I mean?
No, I agree.
You have your days, mm-hmm. but not every day. This ain't no everyday thing. That's not love.
Mr. Rock, is another thing is, and I used to, and I kind of put some of this on, as men. I know somebody, real good, right, who going through that now. Man, it's
a lot of people
it's going on.
That.
Like, I've been running into a lot of situations this week, more like people talking to me and venting about this. And I was like, wow, I must gotta talk about it, because, like I said, I ran into a couple of people. But you know what else is another situation that I've noticed? So you have these new age independent women, which I'm not knocking independent women. I love y'all.
Hey, mama.
But they don't know how to cut it off. Like, what do you want, right? Like Ronnie said earlier. So you want the man to be the head of the house, or you want you know what I'm saying? But as he's doing his due diligence, you're challenging him at everything.
What happened? But go ahead, baby.
So, you know what I'm saying? Some of you women, you become independent. Be careful not to be too independent. All right?
Yeah.
Because, like I said, we all have our certain roles and everything. Because,
yeah. Hey.
So,
I'm listening to you guys, and I just want to chime in real quick.
Okay.
You guys are so on point with when you guys were talking about the learned behavior. I know a couple of people who, and this just goes to the whole baby mama situation. If y'all see the background, I'm working, so excuse, I'm in the background. But I had to chime in. Like with baby mamas, they bash the father, and the kid will hold on to that until adulthood. Listen, I know someone that's close to me that lived in the same house as me, and that happened to where this person does not like their father because the mother talked so bad about the father that this woman has no respect for her father whatsoever to this day. And it's so sad, and it breaks my heart to see that, because I feel like all kids should be close to parents, whether the parent is good or not good. You know what I'm saying? Whatever is going on between the parents should be between the parents. You should never include the children in what you guys have going on. Me personally, you guys know, Dre, I'm divorced, and my situation with my divorce and everything. And it was a similar situation, where my daughter was in the middle of it, but I didn't want my daughter to be in the middle of it. I never talked bad about my daughter's father.
Right.
Even though it didn't work out and the things that were done, I never included my daughter into that. But the other party did. And they included their significant other into what was going on.
Oh my goodness.
And it became really messy. So I say all that to say that, when you be adults, when things aren't, when you have disagreements with your partner, ex-partner, or whatever, you never bring the kids involved. That's just so messy, and it's lame. I just think it's lame, it's immature. And who does that? Like, mature people don't do that. So that's my stance on that.
But no, I'm glad you touched on it. Because wait a minute, let me see if I can do this.
Comments coming.
Oh, one second. Okay. So the comment is women want love and protection and men need what happened to it? 1 second, I'm sorry,
men
I'm trying
need
to
respect. It says men need respect. No man cannot or will not give his all if he is not respected. And I solely believe that fathers need to feel at peace in their homes. This is so true. I totally agree with him. Yeah. I totally agree with him. Listen, I'm single, so I'm pretty sure that once I get married, like he's gonna be the king of all kings and all that good stuff. But I do feel like men aren't. I think that's where a lot of the problem come in, and why sometimes men do stuff that they shouldn't do, also because they don't feel respected in the home. But yeah. So he was pretty much on point with that. Men feel like it's like a safe haven, and it's for women too. We go out into the world, we deal with the world and the foolishness of the world. So when we come home, we want to feel that's our safe haven. We have some type of peace somewhere, and why not at home? It should be at home.
Right.
Exactly.
I totally agree.
All the way.
And so again, I'm a firm believer again. Learned behavior. It comes because there's no book, and I think I just had this conversation with my son. There's no book on parenting, right? I believe you are the book, so you have to be careful of what you're putting out on your pages because they're going to pick up on it. So me, as a man, my son is going to. I'm his book, right? So I can't be wilding out, or he see me cussing, Ronnie out or any other female that matters, or disrespecting or whatever. If that's not what I want to put out in society, as far as me raising my kids, so I show respect so he can see respect, so he know what it looks like. A lot of these kids, and I don't want to say some of them fathers in the light, some of them not, but they don't. If you do better when you know better.
Right.
So, as being a parent, again, it's no book, so we just wing it the best we can. But only way I know is I know what I wanted as a child, and I always say if I have kids, I knew what I wanted to do, what type of father I wanted to be, and for the most part, I think I did that. What I did the best I knew how. We always can go back and say that, what, I should have, would have, could have. But I mean, I pretty much feel like I think I did, the best I could at for the knowledge I had. As far as being disrespected and things of that nature, I feel like I was in a disrespectful relationship before. You know what I mean? And then as a man, it's hard. You know what I mean? Because it's a lose-lose for us. We snap, we lose. We keep our mouth shut, we. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's a lose-lose for us.
But
really.
Again, that is the question that I asked earlier. Why is a female disrespecting the person that she loves? Like, there's something wrong there.
It could be, but I'm saying.
Because I'm thinking that it has to do with that's what she knows. Because she's probably seen it in growing up, So this is what her norm looks like.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And it's two parts, and it also could be I'm gonna try something different in this relationship because the last relationship I was in, this person did this, that, and the other. So this time I'm going in, it ain't gonna go down like that. And this person might not even be that type, you know what I mean? So you didn't even give him a shot. You know what I'm saying?
What's the subject? The subject is disrespect in the relationship and how it affects everyone from the children to the spouse, especially when there's a man in the household that's being disrespected by all. And what about those long relationships, those long-term relationships where the disrespect didn't begin there?
She fighting her past. She fighting her past relationships.
Right, relationships failing to embrace her new man.
New man.
Right.
That's
what I'm saying. That's an example. That's what I'm saying. Like, because they came with baggage. They didn't let that baggage go. That's so they still harvesting this is hurt. And again, hurt people hurt people. So because they didn't give themselves enough time to try to get over that, then you didn't drag or hurt an innocent bystander. You know what I mean? So
Kim, I'm sorry, you got anything else to say? I know you.
No, I'm listening. I'm about to leave though, because I gotta go home.
Okay, all right.
But I'm gonna be listening to you guys on the way home. Again, thank you for letting me chime in and
of course,
say my piece.
Thank you for coming in.
Right. Thank you, cuz. Love you.
I love you more.
All right.
Mwah.
Mwah.
So I had a situation some years ago, and I was speaking with this young lady. It was a couple going through a situation, whereas the man felt he wasn't getting his due. He felt he worked extremely hard, and he provided for his family. He doing all the things he's supposed to do, but he just didn't feel he's receiving what he should be receiving as a hardworking husband or man. So, whereas she was stating, like, she was on the defense, like, I'm only going to do this much, right? And I think what happened is when you're raised, again, this goes by learned behavior, by a bitter woman, bitter man, whoever, and all they have is negative things to say about their relationships and who they dealt with and things of nature. And as you grow up, that's all you hear. That's all you know. So now you're in a relationship and you trying to figure it out, but only thing in the back of your mind is the stuff you heard, right? So you kind of hesitant to give your all or do the things you're supposed to because of things you heard. And that's dangerous, because then this woman, as she got older and matured more mentally, now you're talking to her as you're going to mess around and lose your husband the way you're acting. She's acting this way because that's what she got it from you. You know what I mean?
That's that commercial. I learned it by watching you.
Exactly. So we have to be mindful. I don't care how hurt or whatever kid I am about some of my kids, mothers or whatever. I don't have nothing bad to say, not to my kids about their moms or whatever. Because it is a learned behavior. I understand those words can be dangerous. You know what I'm saying? So I'm mindful of that. I'm mindful of talking about being negative around them, period, because I really will need them to understand about how much you can get out of life just being positive, giving good energy. But I'm sorry, and I kind of get off top a little bit. So, as far as respect in the house, whatever the case may be, almost some people would say, oh, you have to earn it, or you got to take it, whatever the case may be. As the quote-unquote man of the house, whatever the case may be, if you're doing your due diligence or whatever the case may be, I feel you should get it. I'm not saying you're a man just because you swinging, right? You have to earn certain rights.
And I think it should be a mutual respect in the household anyway. That respect is a minimum.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not going to be like, well, if you respect me, I'm going to respect you. Like, no, we supposed to come into, especially if it's a relationship, I could see if you're roommates or, but.
Yeah. So, like I say, we just can't say, so for us, all right, now we have, Ronnie and I have no kids together, but we have a group of kids, right?
We do.
Through us, right? I'd be damned if my kids would ever disrespect my wife, right? I'm going to check that. And I expect her to do the same. You know what I'm saying? That's first things first. So if if you're in a household and the kid is not, just say you're biological, because you feel a certain way, right? So I have a daughter that's not my biological, but she's my daughter, right? And so we had a situation where I had to be the disciplinary. Because I'm a firm believer is if you tell a child you're going to do something, you have to do it. Even if you didn't mean it, you got to do it. If you tell them, I'm going to punish you if you do this, and if punishing me for like, I'm going to punish you for 3 months. You didn't mean it for real, but you set out your mouth, you got to punish them for 3 months. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because they're not going to respect it. And I've never been that way. So this situation happened when I gave a certain rule. If this rule is broken, I gave it to all the kids. So if this rule is broken, this is what's going to happen. The rule got broken. So I had no choice. In my opinion, I had no choice because you're not going to, because if you don't, they be, oh, he just talking, or he just talking again, or he just yelling again. No, if I say I'm going to do it, my kids know, no, he's serious, you know. And I would need the partner in the house to back me on that. Not to play, referee or umpire, like you punish here for me, but then, Ronnie sneaks around like, it's going to be okay. I'm going to let you go ahead and do this, that, yeah. You see what I'm saying?
That causes an entirely different issue.
Right. We supposed to be on the same team. It's not you guys against me or us against you. No, you and I against them. You know what I'm saying? If we're going to have to go against somebody, it should be
us
against them. Right.
And Dre and I have had those instances where Dre may say something regarding what he's going to do with the kids, and I may disagree. But our kids don't ever know that. We go right in together. Like, so this is what's going down. This is what's going to happen. So
yeah, it is it. Because we, again, learning as we go. I try to have those conversations prior. This how it's supposed to be. Exactly. That's how it's supposed to be.
Facebook, if you with us, hit us a thumbs up because we can't tell if you guys are commenting or not. So
my thing is, we try to have a conversation, or I would like to have a conversation prior to us going into battle. Listen, this is what they did. This is how I feel about it. I see a thumb up for somebody over there on Facebook. This is what they did. This is how I feel about it. I think this should be the consequences. Even you can be like, that might be too harsh. Right. But it's a conversation with us.
Between the two.
And we say, okay, so what do you think? And you might say, no. And then we have to come to an agreement. And then break, let's go.
Okay, someone said, oh, Indy, hey, or sometimes kids try to play you against each other. Exactly. My kids try that. My kids will definitely try to play because they know each person. Mm-hmm. They know who they can get stuff from. They know who's going to break. They know exactly who to ask what at what time. Mm-hmm. So, and yeah, they'll lie and they'll put you against each other. You be thinking everything is good.
Yeah, I told
the kids, man.
I told my daughter one time, like she came and she was confiding in me.
Hey sis.
And I tell my kids, like, I can't, certain things I cannot hold from your mom, you know what I mean? Because it's your mom. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't want her to do that to me. So if you come to me and there's something that you're mentioning, I know she needs to know, I have to tell her. Now, that may ruin some kind of trust with you because they're like, I can't say anything because he's going to tell my mom. I mean, they don't want the mom to know.
Got you. Thank you, Mama.
Thanks, Mom. But that's one you gotta take for the team. I mean, as much as I would love to have all my kids trust, but I also have to make sure because I wouldn't want, them to do that to me. I need to be in the know. Don't bring me in at the end. Mm. So some of those things, yeah. And then there's also let the other party know, like, we're in this together. So this is what happened, it came to me, and I may say, I want you to know, but really, I hope you don't say anything because I'm going to try to deal with it. Because what happened, if they block both you guys out, then no one knows, right?
Right.
So if Ronnie has a better relationship or whatever case may be, and it's easier for her to get info or whatever, I got to play the backfield. As long as she keeps me in, giving me the notes. I got to play the backfield because obviously I'm the problem that they can't release, and that's something I may have to check on, or maybe it's something they have to deal with. Because I am who I am. I believe I'm a stern parent. I was raised by a stern mother. So
Yeah, which we had to do that yesterday. We had a family conversation. Sometimes you have to talk to your kids and find out like what's going through their minds and who do you not want to talk to. Is it me? Is it Dre? Why you don't want to talk to us? You know, and we had that conversation yesterday. You know,
and sometimes kids need to understand. Like, well, I'm gonna say me. I'm gonna speak for me. Because I can't speak for everybody. Like with my son, I tell him like, whatever you're going through, already been through.
And they're done that.
That's why I can predict. Because I tell him, yes, I can predict everything that's going to happen to you based off of your actions. And your actions remind me of me at your age. So I already know what's going to happen. So I pretty much all predicted everything that has happened to him up to this point. Because that was him.
And all the stuff that they do that irritates us, it's usually the stuff that we do or did.
Sorry, Mom.
Sorry.
Sorry. But I'm going through right now, I got to tell my mother sorry all the time. No, if I was like my son and you, I am sorry.
Courageous conversations in families is essential.
Yeah. Even if they don't want to hear.
Racist.
And I know
you got to do it.
And I know my kids don't want to hear it all the time. But I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you because it's going to come a point in time that you're going to need to hear that voice. Mm-hmm. That I'm not going to be around. So even though they seem like they don't want to know, it's there. They listen. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they hear
you. Yeah. And they're going to apply it when it needs to be applied. Be honest with you, I've been in a situation where I took my and Mom, you remember this? We took my kids to the Black Wax Museum, right? And I was getting so irritated because I didn't think my son was taking it in, right? And I was like, this is a teachable moment. This is, history, this is education. I'm adamant about you're not paying attention, you're not focused, you're not listening. I'm just it's driving me crazy, right? So a couple of weeks later, we was over his aunt's house, and I was telling her about the trip to Baltimore. My son turns around like, yeah, when you go, make sure you look at such and such, and told the whole story of this, and I looked like, oh, you was paying attention. So I have that, and then I know it's like they do it the way they do it on their own time or whatever, So I'm not going to stop always going to be talking to my kids. And it might be stuff they don't want to hear, but.
You know what? My father is always pouring into my daughters. And if you watch them from the outside, it would just look like two teenagers, like, Lord Jesus, stop talking. And he just pours and pours and pours and pours. And one day, my daughter, she was like, I got it. You told me this year, last year, the year before. This is what you said. And she repeated every single thing that he ever said. He was like, oh, okay.
So
he barking at our son.
Crazy. But yeah, so you have to continue doing it. And I know it's kids that they can work on nerves. We work that part. You know what I mean? But we got to stay in the fight. But I do believe that it should be a two-way thing. I don't like to have the separation. When my kids are older, so I can deal with them on a whole different basis. I don't really need a mom input. But if they're around their moms that much, I would love to have input because I still would like to know what's going on with them. Wrong, right, or indifferent. I may do something, may not, but it's just the knowing.
To know.
So, but yeah, you have to have each other's back as the adults. You have to have each other back from dealing with these kids.
Jamal just said, I'm sorry, baby. Good. I know somebody who takes care of his kids and her kids, but she carries the HE double hockey sticks out of him. The kids carry him too because they see the mother do it, so they do it. It's a sad situation.
Yeah.
Terrence said agreed.
Yeah. So
and what's going to eventually happen when the guy gets tired of that? He's going to leave, yeah. And then it'll be
And guess what? And he's still the bad guy.
He's still the bad guy. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Sometimes some men, you can't catch a break. You know what I'm saying? You're a good guy, you get ran over. You're too stern. Oh no, he's crazy. He's controlling. Like, I don't know anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I came to the conclusion, look, this is just me. I'm Dre. This is how I love me or leave me alone. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? because you can't please everybody. You have to. You don't stand for something, you fall for anything. Right? So you have to make it. You have to make it an effort in your life to find some type of standards that you stand by. Right, wrong, and different. You have to accept it, but like put your foot down. This is what I stand by.
And this is what I'm not going to have.
Exactly.
What we not going to do.
And if they can't accept it, again, I don't believe in holding nobody captive. And if you don't like how this is going, because I'm going to be the head, and not just because I'm a man, but because I am a man, not because I am just a man. Because I understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand the importance, I understand the pressure. So if I got to go ahead and wear that pressure as the man, which the protector, the provider, all this pressure that we got to go through, whatever, at least you're going to give me some respect. You know what I'm saying? That's the one place I'm not going to be disrespected is in my home, because I'm already going to be disrespected out there. Yeah. Yeah. So we have to, and sometimes if you can't get it for your own peace and sanity, and I know Ronnie doesn't like when I say stuff like this, leave.
I knew you were going to say that.
You know what I'm saying?
I be like, you married. That's not an option. But at the same token, as I say, it is not an option for Dre to just leave and say, I'm sick of this. It is not an option for me to disrespect my husband and take him for granted. So we're not going to get to that point because it goes both ways.
I hear you, Chef. Hey, I'm just spitting, man.
Let
like I
the
said,
church say amen.
Right. Yeah, we've been going through. I've been running into a lot of situations this week regarding this stuff, man. About the disrespect of a man. You know what I'm saying? And you have so many good brothers out here, man, just trying, man, and they're getting the short end of the stick.
And they love their children.
Yeah, and then people using children as part. Like, come on, y'all, this is old. Women, stop. Men, stop if you're doing it. You know what I mean? Like, the kids is the ones who's going to lose.
Maul said, no, he is the provider for real. And if he says, I'm through, they will be short. They don't understand that.
Yeah, in some cases, that's right. You know what I'm saying? Because you sit there and you drain this guy. You drain him till he don't have nothing left. And then all of a sudden he's gone. You're like, oh, you don't have nobody to drain no more.
Then you want to be respectful.
Exactly. Or then you want to paint a picture. He said, oh, he just walked out on his kids. No, you gave him no other option. You know, and I'm not just female bashing, like even with men. If you're not respecting her, if you're not treating her, whatever case may be, you leave her no other option.
It's definitely across the board.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm just coming, and it sounds like I'm just, from a man's standpoint, with one, I'm a man too, because I've been dealing with, I only can look at this through a man's eyes. But I am woke enough to know that it is, whatever. So, oh, okay, all right. Yeesh. So,
I'm like, what I missed? I missed something. Yeah. I don't read his text messages. Sorry.
But yeah. So and it's sad. Like I said before, man, I know so many good dudes that that's going through this.
Say, Mom, can you let Diesel out, please?
So there's so many guys that's going through this, man. And like I said, I know the women's story. These independent women, it's kind of some of the men's fault. And again, this is just my opinion, because we left them no choice in some ways that they had to fend for themselves. You know what I mean? So they developed this independent thing because they had no choice. Like I talked to some women now, they be like, I have no choice. I don't want to carry it, but I have no choice. You know what I'm saying? So we have to be mindful as men, like, not to put them in a position, to feel a certain way. But again, men, we only can take so much, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna do our best. We're gonna work hard. And again, people I know that in my circle and that I feel connected to are good brothers. They take care of their families, take care of their kids, things of that nature, right? So I'm speaking from the people that I know and I've seen and I know that they do these things. So when you take that away from us, women, like, you don't understand, like, and I know, and it's kind of sad because you know what you're doing when you do that. we want to be in our kids' lives. You know what I'm saying? Now you do have some ones that's off the radar. We're not talking. I'm talking about the dudes that's legitimately, seriously trying to be in their kids, do what they're supposed to do. Just because you feel a certain way, whatever, please don't let that be the reason that he's not in this child's life. And then if he's not in his child's life because he's making that decision, by all means, you know what I'm saying? But try not to, and I know it's hard, try not to downgrade that guy in front of them. Keep your feelings to yourself.
Or female.
Call your girlfriend or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and dudes, yeah, don't, man. At one point in time, that was your boo. I don't care if it was for a moment or not. Some point in time, there was an attraction there. So let's not flip it now because we feeling some type of way different that the man is no good or the woman is a B and da. You know what I'm saying? It's a child here. Let's deal with it. Be responsible. All right. So, for anyone that's on it here that was going through that, man, I'm from brothers, praying for you, man. Praying for strength. Really praying for strength. And it will get better. It will get better. It might get worse before it get better, but eventually it gets better.
And I do like, and I am grateful for the calls that we get, for the outreach that we get, for the people that talk to us and request that, we keep them in prayer. Children do grow up, just saying. Yes, they grow up.
Right.
And they disrespect and they do all that stuff. Just, set that example.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because you can't really say that for everybody because everybody is different. You got some people whose example is not your example, and they're doing exactly what they want to do with their kids. You just have to align yourself with that person that is following the same structure that you are.
Right. And I would say is for women, if you have a man that's really being a man, whatever the case may be, before that man leaves, he's going to take you somewhere. Don't be his headache. Be his peace. You know what I'm saying?
Amen. Dre and I were just sitting here talking about how much we've accomplished together in a year. It's been insane. And when you're walking together, it is easy. It's definitely.
You get further with someone than you will without. Not saying you won't get there, just might be harder.
Right.
So I'm not saying that because I'm not saying you have to be with somebody. You know what I'm saying?
But if you are,
get yourself out your way and allow that woman to be the great woman she's going to be, right? Because she can compliment you. Allow that man to be the man he's going to be if he's doing those things. Yeah, don't be this man. You can get so much when he at peace. He just do so much better. I'm telling you, so much better.
That goes both ways.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right, but again, well, she can speak for females. I'm speaking from the male point of view.
I'm speaking for the women.
Because
the guys be having the women all stressed out. They be losing their minds, losing their jobs, losing their, just it's not just the men, but I'm saying both parties need to keep each other.
I mean,
in peace.
And women, please don't have anybody disrespecting your man, your husband, or whatever. If he's the man of your house, whatever case may be, allow the man to be the man of the house. Don't let them kids disrespecting them. Don't team up on that man. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's what we are against them because they would divide and conquer, and then get of age and leave you. Some kids get of age and roll out, and you're like, oh,
they cause all that mess, and they're
yeah. But yeah, so I hope this was good for some. I hope this opened up eyes for some. I hope this touched people in positive ways. As always, we appreciate y'all. We appreciate the comments. Please keep the topics coming, y'all. Because Ron and I swear sometimes we be like, I don't know what to talk about. So please keep them coming. We appreciate it, and we'll touch on anything that you guys would like to touch on.
As we always say, please, if you have not already, go to the Dre and Ro show on YouTube and click that subscribe button.
Right. All right. Great topic. Thank you, guys. Hey, no problem.
No problem.
Sis.
What's going on, niece? We are ending and saying good night.
Yeah. You got to catch it on YouTube or at least in the story. It was a good one tonight, Denise. It was a good one.
Yeah, if you guys missed it, please go on YouTube, the Dre and Ro Show. It'll be uploaded by the morning time, or catch it in our Instagram story or on our Facebook page. All right.
All right. Hey, Chef Terrence, appreciate you, man. Thanks for joining.
All right.
And I'll be talking to you soon too for some more consulting. All right. Appreciate everybody.
We love y'all.
All right.